Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so here I am, Trapmaster 04, aka Josh Lee. Now I'm going to be reviewing ARCA whilst cutting some more Papercraft designs that I did recently. Though, before I get into ARCA review, I'll probably put a timestamp or something to, if you want to skip to that review and how I feel about it. Then I'm going to plug this right quick. So essentially, I made, back in 2021, a design this. Now, there's a whole bunch of other ones. This is just the two I found in like my proximity here. And well, this is the first design, which back in 2021, well, I still think it looks pretty cool now, but yeah, like I sketched this out on paper, scanned it, whatever, and then that's how I did it. And I sketched out every bit of it. But the thing is, like, geometry ain't perfect when just sketching out like that. So like the sides aren't perfect. Yeah, sides really aren't perfect. They're actually not like the same on either side. Like, I'm talking about the overall design, how the tires are, everything. But I'll get to that in a minute, how it's fixed. This is the Type 1 car. Type 2, I never gave these official names away, but Type 2 is essentially the Gen 7 car. Or at least I thought of the Gen 7 car when it came up with like the rear window being bigger, smaller trunk and all that. That's why it's the Ross Chastain test car, because this is like before. This is before Trackhouse, or I think no, Trackhouse already did acquire them. Trackhouse already acquired Chip Ganassi Racing at that time. It's just that I think they still just ran the 42 test car, which is interesting to know, because Trackhouse didn't use the 42, but it is what it is. Yeah, the Ross Chastain test car, which is pretty cool design. So yeah, like I said, overall design ain't perfect. But a few weeks ago, I decided to just redo the designs from the ground up. These are the updated versions, gave it the actual wheels that you pretty much see on every other Papercraft design I've ever done. Forgot where I got it from. But yeah. So that way, like, looks like actual wheels. Gave it a window net design, because I guess the early Papercraft designs just forgot to do that. You can look at it on the smaller scale here. By the way, I think someone stepped on this one, just probably why it looks so mangled. I don't know. I actually forgot what happened to that car. But I think it's really cool seeing how the way it stands and everything. Window is just not window, sorry. The wing is just large, but it is what it is. I just like the goofiness of a large wing sometimes. Hey, sometimes it makes it easier to just move it around. So, to an extent. Anyway, just felt like I need to talk about that, because that's what this is. It's pretty much... No, is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. Okay, I had to make sure it's the Type 2 one. So I haven't given the Papercraft design proper name. I don't know, but anyway, just want to talk about that, bring that up right quick. Anyways, let's get to ARCA review. So, ARCA today. I'm recording this on a Saturday. That race, man, I don't know what it was. I'll start like this. I wasn't able to catch it because, well, I'm never able to catch any ARCA races live unless it's like the Daytona race, because I was on main Fox. But ARCA, like, for the most part, is on FS1 or Flow Racing. I don't know, one or the other. I talked about the Kansas race, so I won't talk about that. So I got to think of who was in the field. Cletus is back, which I kind of saw coming. Squirrel McNut. I can't say that name out loud, man. Oh my gosh, it's kind of late at night. Ellis George. I'll just say that. Ellis George in the number 0 car, which I really love his car's design. It is pretty wild. I really love it. So ARCA today, I'm just trying to think of the lineup. So it was, I think Taylor Reimer was in the race as well, and I don't know what team that 77 car is anymore. I don't know if it's still Spire. I have to look into that. So I'm just to name off names, guys. Andy Jankowi. Oh Lord, we're gonna get to him in a minute though. I knew he was gonna be in this race. Like, he's kind of, yeah, he shows up because I think Jankowi's part-time, but he shows up to every. He shows. I can't speak. Wow. he shows up to every plate race. So, you know, expect him to be there. Con Nicolopoulos, and looking at the starting lineup, I'm still surprised at how many older drivers there are. Like, Brad Smith is still kicking. I'm surprised there's no Scott Melton. I don't think he showed up at all this year. I could be wrong on that. Ali Owens making a second appearance in ARCA this year. Ali Owens raced in ARCA back in like 2010. Pretty cool to see her back. And she was driving a 93 for Costner, which I didn't know Costner still had an ARCA team. He I don't know, just haven't heard much from Costner. But, you know, cool to see Ali Owens. Sucks what happened in the race. Clears, who else? The Nitro Motorsports cars, Jake Bowman. I saw a YouTube post recently. Jake Bowman was the points leader coming into Talladega, which really surprised me because it's not like, I don't know, I didn't expect anything of Jake Bowman. I didn't know he was running full-time in ARCA this year because he's ran every single race. Gio Ruggiero hasn't, but that hasn't stopped him from winning 2 races in like 2 races and 2 starts because he missed out on Phoenix. Which, to be fair, Ruggiero, I think, is running full-time in trucks, so it's like, why run a full... Or I think he is. I hope he is, because Ruggiero deserves it. Like, Ruggiero, like, he's got what it takes. So he should at least be run full-time, because I haven't been able to watch every truck race. Now, when it comes to NASCAR, when it comes to the... wait, did I forget someone in the lineup? Yeah, Daniel Dye, he's back. I like seeing that. Not really going to say anything about controversy, but hey, the fact that he was back so soon, he almost won Kansas too. He fell short to Ruggiero. For some reason, I almost forgot, even though I just mentioned a minute ago that Ruggiero won like 2 races. Ruggiero was in this race as well. I'm saying Ruggiero a lot. Good lord, I gotta stop. Robusto. I mean, at least she got a good finish this time because I feel like her string of her Dean Thompson bad luck has been continuing this year. At least it feels like it. So it was cool to see her get a good finish. So think about the race overall. Will Kimmel is back. He running a Toyota on a plate track. I've never seen that before. He's always ran Fords on plate tracks. Either Fords or Chevys, but this time a Toyota. So that's interesting. Will Kimmel in a 69 car. I think... what happened? I think Kimmel... hang on, I'm trying to make sure I don't drop some. Okay. Kimmel... apparently, like, he had, like, blew an engine or something. Blew a motor during practice. He even showed it in the broadcast itself. Because I found someone already uploaded the full race replay already. It's crazy. But Will Kimmel was, like... I don't know what to say. Like, Will Kimmel was just, like... pretty fast out there today. Now, I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't able to catch, like, the entire race, but seeing the first couple laps of the race, the way the field spreads out is hilarious to me. Because, and you can tell it's based on equipment as well. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, I'll have to look at the start of the race again, but it was just so bizarre in what it was doing. It was so bizarre in what it was doing. I'm trying to, rip something off, so... yeah, and no incidents till Ali Owens just, I think, got turned on the trial oval. I don't know what happened there. None of the cameras really caught it. Like, seriously, none of the cameras really caught it properly. So, that... really interesting. Sucks to see that for both her and Costner, because Costner is a small team. They never really run full-time. I don't even think they've attempted to run full-time. Cletus making, right moves. Well, what was the other incident? There was another incident. It was, Eric Caddell. Eric Caddell? Caddell? No, it's Caddell. Eric Caddell, I initially thought he cleared himself or he got turned, but no, he bounced off of someone going into turn 3. And then went sliding. Either turn 3 or turn 1. I'm trying to remember. But he goes sliding down below the apron. Slides back up. He's probably on the brakes the whole time, by the way. Slides back up. Avoids everyone. Like, yeah, by the time he got up, like, pretty much everyone got by him. Except for Brian Dawsett. He's one of the older guys. I forgot to mention him earlier because I was bringing up Brad Smith and someone else. I was bringing up Brad Smith and I forgot who else I brought up. But basically, yeah, Brian Dawes, another one that's up there in age. He mainly runs the number 28 FDNY truck whenever there's a, Daytona race in a truck series. So pretty much once a year, or actually no, he runs the Talladega as well. Sometimes. I don't think it's every time. And this is just, okay, this is not going well. This glue isn't new. I just found it because I used a different glue brand entirely. It's not sticking well. It is not. Oh lord, yeah, it's not really sticking well. I have to make the most of it because the other one, the other glue I use usually, it's just kind of busted. Okay, no, I'm trying again. That's bad. I'm trying again. Sorry, I got distracted there. So yeah, Cardo slides up. Brian does it. Just, I think he was already like, you see one of the camera angles. He's already like sliding sideways into him, like sliding sideways from like the top of the track going down. I don't know if he hit the brakes or what. Cause like, thing is, when you're on high banking like that, like you notice firsthand if you watched over, like you gotta keep your foot in it if you're gonna stay on the high side like that. Cause otherwise, you're just gonna slide down. Does it? I'm assuming just hit the brakes and just wasn't sure what to make of it. Even the commentators, because I think Brendan Queen, I forgot all the commentators, but I know one of them was Austin Cindric. At some point, Butterbean, Brendan Queen joined the commentary. Okay, it's finally sticking right. I nailed it. Brendan Queen and Cindric having a conversation how, just the way you brake, sometimes, like, in a wreck, you have to, hit the brakes or go, like, because Brendan Queen was explaining, and I think this is an important lesson. I learned this from watching, like, Canada's Most Drivers, like a reality show or whatever. But, like, you can't avoid something by just simply hitting the brakes. Like, you can't brake and steer. And I don't know what happened to Dawes, but he probably hit the brakes. Somehow the car swung to the left and wanted to slide down. I don't know what happened. Basically slammed in the car. It looked like something out of... There was a wreck in the 80s. It was like, I think Dale Jarrett. Or like a car slid down the banking. But like as it got back straight, as it was sliding down, it got rear-ended by someone in the car, and it just kicked the rear of the car, or just when the car got rear-ended, it kicked the car over, like it flipped it. I have to find that clip somewhere, but it was crazy. Brendan, yeah, Lord. So that was crazy to look at. As for the rest of the race, it's all kind of a blur to me because I mainly saw highlights and I saw a little bit of, saw sprinkles of like the full broadcast that was uploaded to YouTube. Which I'm surprised hasn't been taken down yet. I don't know. But essentially, yeah, that, I'm trying to remember where the order was. Thomas Annunziata. Oh boy, I'm just trying to figure out if Thomas is running the full ARCA season. Which would be interesting, given that he was running part-time in the Xfinity Series in the 70 car, which was, what was it, Cope Family Racing or something? Which I guess just merged with Stanton Barrett, which, interesting. So the team lasted like a year on its own, but then again, things get expensive. Stanton Barrett, being a Hollywood stuntman, like he has money to spare. I'm not sure if he's been a stuntman recently. I don't know his accolades. All I know is that that's something that people like NASCAR YouTubers, whatever, just like that's what people like to mention of Stanton Barrett. I mean, he's actually an all-right driver. Just that, running your own equipment all the time is never going to be a proper showing of that. A lot of owner drivers just don't have that money. I don't know. I'm going on a little rant. Sorry. 9 laps ago, I think out of turn 4, Jake Bowman. No, was it turn 4? No, out of turn 2. Jake Bowman went down on Cletus. Some people claimed it was Cletus. No, Bowman went down because Cletus is already all the way on the inside lane. Bowman going down. I don't know why Bowman went down. That was bizarre. But It is what it is. And hey, they didn't even throw a caution for it because he didn't really hit anything. Like, you know, why should they throw a caution? He just slid. He was pretty close in the wall, but overall, I think it was pretty much. Yeah, it was fixable. Well, then again, actually, it probably went on pit road. I didn't even think went on pit road at that point. They probably would have been safe because I think about a lap and a half later, a big wreck happened. Annunziata, I thought he cleared himself, but no, Will Kimmel kind of got a little bit aggressive with the pushing. It's hard to tell. They were on the outside lane. Kimmel and Annunziata in front of him. I don't know if Kimmel was aggressive with the push, but Annunziata sort of just goes a bit higher up the track all of a sudden. Will Kimmel, you know, staying next to, I forgot who was on his inside, but he goes side by side. Annunziata tried to, I guess, regroup back ahead of Kimmel, but at that point he cleared himself. And that put him up into Ellis George in a 0. George slid down into the 11 of Bryce Hogberg. Wait, Bryce Hog. Yeah. It is Bryce Hogberg. I was trying to make sure. It was Bryce Hogberg. But for the most part, yeah. So yeah, I'm trying to make sure it was Bryce Hogberg. So yeah, essentially, when it comes to that was a big accident for the most part. It was just bizarre to look at. Like, I'm not sure how to describe it, but yeah, essentially, who else was in it? There was like other cars in it I forgot about, but the big ones was Ellis George. I know Bryce Hogberg was in it. Daniel Dye barely got by that wreck, which is pretty cool. Cletus was almost collected because like the way Thomas Annunziata slid down the track. But thankfully, you know, that didn't happen. And, well, yeah. He was able to carry on. I think Robusto was the leader for the final lap overtime because ARCA doesn't do 2 laps to go with their overtimes. They do a final lap, which, given ARCA and the ARCA brakes, that's actually a pretty smooth move. I don't know if NASCAR was thinking that. They probably were. I don't know how self-aware they are. But essentially, yeah, 1 lap shootout, which thank goodness because this was almost, the finish was almost just destruction, almost, like it was close. Cletus McFarlane, wait, who was it? Okay, Robusto kind of got left out to dry in the inside lane. I forgot who was, I think Gus Dean somehow got around her. Yeah, I forgot to mention Gus Dean, but he's a teammate to Robusto. And the 25, Gus Dean 25, Robusto 55. She got left out to dry. And basically, remember Daytona 500 how they found someone found a way. Yeah, I think it was Reddick found a run on the high side, or whatever. Cletus did pretty much the same thing, except, you know, Talladega. So Cletus found a way around Gus Dean coming out of turn 4 with the help of Andy Jankowiak in the 71 car. Now, what was it? Out of turn 4. Yeah, out of turn 4. Gus Dean kind of went up into the left rear of Cletus. That sort of put Cletus in a little bit of a slide. It sort of brought both of them down. Cletus dang near pushing Gus Dean below the yellow line, though no one cared. They almost wrecked to begin with. But as they were saving it, Andy Jankowiak basically stayed right behind Cletus for the most part. They kept that and Cletus and Gus Dean slowing down as much as they did from the dang near from almost wrecking into the grass or whatever. It allowed I can't speak. It allowed Andy Jankowiak to just go around both of them on the high side. Like, he actually had like. For some reason, I underestimate the runs like these guys could get nowadays, given how much NASCAR handicaps these cars to these tracks. But hey, it is what it is. Something really, I was like dang near shouting when I saw the highlights because like it was really cool to see. I know it sucks that Cletus didn't win, but hey, Andy Jankowiak. You know, a lot of guys like seeing Andy. You know, he's one of the more lovable underdogs that runs, or at least on a regular basis in ARCA. Like, 'cause Cletus is very sporadic with his appearances. When we talk about like established ARCA drivers, NJ Cadillac is one of the more beloved underdogs out there, especially with his team. And I think, and that's interesting too. I just thought about that. Cletus and Andy together 2 races in a row, because I think, what was it, last race in Kansas, Cletus blew an engine in front of Andy that caused Andy to slide down in the grass. Splitter destroyed the grass. You know, same old splitter nonsense. I'm not gonna get into it. But yeah, to see Energy Cadillac win, and I already saw some YouTubers' reactions to the race and how some of them really upset about Andy. Or no, they were actually upset about Gus Dean, what he did, whatever. But at the end of the day, it's like, seeing Energy Cadillac win was awesome. His interview was bizarre. I guess he was still like, it didn't sink in, which this is fair given that he almost never has a chance to win an ARCA race usually. So NJ Cadillac, the way his reaction is in the interview or whatever. By the way, bold decision to have the interview right there, wherever he stopped the car. He stopped the car like sort of at the start finish line somewhat, but all the way at the inside wall. Which, by the way, Andy, I have to find the footage. I think he didn't do a burnout. I guess he wanted to preserve the car, which, to be fair, is a smaller team. But hey, like that's just, oh jeez. Okay, I thought I was struggling to stick again. But yeah, it sucks to see, like, I don't know, it sucks to see for Cletus, but it is what like Cletus still having a good time, you know, having a good time. Heck, consider it lucky that he was able to finish to begin with, given what happened with Ellis George. Heck, Cletus almost got collected in that wreck. Never saw what happened to Taylor Reimer. Not, because I just realized I mentioned her earlier. I never saw what happened to her. But yeah, during the finish too, they were going like 5 wide, dang near 6 wide, which is crazy. They were doing it for like 8th, by the way. Like, it wasn't even like a top 5. It wasn't even for like a top 5 finish. But yeah, Robusto still got a top 5 out of it, even though she got left out to dry on the backstretch. But at least she got a good finish out of it. Still, especially when she's running full time, like, you know, that's still points towards the championship, which I know it's only race 4. But the thing is, like, sometimes when it comes to certain things, oh jeez, I messed up. When it comes to certain seasons, especially, because I think there's quite a few competitive drivers for this one, especially when quite a few of them are the full-time guys this year in ARCA are teammates. So you could tell it's bound to be a lot closer, somewhat. But yeah, so that will be interesting to see. The thing, what else? Sorry, I losing my train of thought again. But essentially, when it comes to the race itself, I thought it was pretty solid. People complain. Apparently, I think NJ Cadillac was getting booed, but I think that's more of the fact that Cletus lost. Because the thing about Andy, to boo Andy makes no sense, because Andy never did anything. Or never did anything stupid in ARCA. I don't know what he's done. He hasn't really said anything stupid. Really cool to see Andy win, though. I'll give him that. Okay, I'm almost done cutting up here, but might as well mention the Xfinity race right quick, or O'Reilly. You know what I'm talking about. The O'Reilly race. Not much else to say. I caught like the 50 laps ago. I think I was busy with something when I think I forgot it was on. So by the time I got onto it, it was like 50 to go. Yeah, apparently I guess there weren't many DNFs in that race. The fact that everyone got spread out, the pit cycles are out of whack, because by the time they got to the final lap, they were like, the leaders are still like getting by lap cars, getting by. There's still like the inside lane still had like a train of like 4 cars as the leaders are approaching the backstretch. Something really stupid. Sam Mayer, which I like Sam Mayer. I like him and Creed. Like, I like Haas's lineup. My issue with Sam Mayer, like, the way he was blocking Williams Sawalich, it's like, dude, Sawalich is a lap car. I know his teammate Brent Cruz behind him, but at the end of the day, Cruz is pushing Sawalich, who's a lap car. Like, I don't know. Then again, I don't know what the spotter is telling Sam. I probably should have stuck around for interviews because I know that someone must have interviewed him after what went down. I should have like stayed on the broadcast to see it, because I got distracted with something else. But yeah, it sucks to see, like, And then Sam Mayer basically, blocked or a bit too aggressive of blocking, and that sent him around, hit the inside wall going into turn 3, which sucks to see. What else? There was. Please tell me it worked. I'm not sure I put the glue on properly. Okay. So yeah, sucks to see, but yeah, Sam Mayer, and heck, the way he was just stomping on it, not stomping on it, but like he was really mad after that finish. Oh yeah, and then they wrecked each other in turn 3, and then Corey Day won, which it is what it is. Corey Day's kind of been a punching bag in the O'Reilly series this year, because he's young, he doesn't have much ARCA experience, not that much truck experience either. Like, well, he's fast. There's a reason Jeff Gordon picked him, but like, still, this stuff still takes time. They're rushing him pretty much, and a lot of pressure on him. He has made a bunch of stupid mistakes, and he won under caution, but it is what it is. I think he has a chance to go up from here. That just depends, though. That really depends on what he does. Reviewing the race. If I'm to say, I know I'm stumbling a lot. Oh my gosh, I'm stumbling a lot, guys. Sorry. I guess I'm not good at the I guess I'm not good at multitasking that way. I thought I was better at this. Whatever. So I'll put it like this. ARCA race, really cool to see NDJ win. He still got second at the end of the day. It still shows that it shows that he kind of knows what he's doing. At least in ARCA. Just run more ARCA races, man. Then NASCAR would feel more comfortable having you run Talladega in O'Reilly. Heck, you saw what the experienced guys in O'Reilly did. Sam Mayer's been in O'Reilly series for 5 years now. 5-6 years just about. Even experienced guys, or even Cup Series guys, make stupid mistakes. So, yeah, it's understandable why I guess NASCAR was skeptical to approve him. By the way, wait, let me see if I can find it. Okay, so I can't find the enlarged version of the original version of this, because I designed this unlike the original one, and the original design back in 2021. I guess I just don't have it with me here, but I decided to just redo it. And, well, this is the result of it. So, there you go. I think it's really cool. Oh yeah, and using my custom decals. Because I feel like they look smoother than whatever I was using here. They're not even... It doesn't fit well, as you can tell. It just doesn't fit. Heck, this actually looks really cool, too. Oh, man, but, yeah, grill kind of blends in. Maybe it depends. Maybe it probably just depends on the printing. That's pretty much it. It probably just depends on the printing. But it did not blend in this much when I was sketching it. So, that's probably the case. That's probably what it was. Daniel Dye. What could have been? Then again, Ram as a whole is somewhat kind of mid. But I think it's just... I know I made this prediction in the Event Station episode. I know at some point last year I was briefly talking about the Ram news and the lineup and everything. I probably predicted in that Event Station episode that Ram is probably going to struggle. They kind of have when you look at it. But, like I said, I expected it. It's still a better start than Toyota in the Cup Series 2007. So, at least there's that. Ram is doing all right. Brendan Queen, I think, will adapt easily. Justin Haley's good in lower divisions. Just needs to pick it up. And Daniel Dye, if he's ever to make a comeback, actually, no, he's in the Cup race. Yeah, he's in the Cup race. That's coming up. Well, okay, I don't know. See, I don't know who's qualified, but I'll have to catch it sometime. But, yeah, hopefully things go well for Daniel Dye as well. So, not much... Well, I can't speak. Not much else to say there. I know this is really sloppy, but I hope you enjoyed watching me, cut up Papercraft, because I almost never show it. I've cut so many over the years, some of you are probably curious how it's done. Well, that's how it's done for the revamp of my original designs. And most of them aren't like that, by the way. I have to mention that right quick before I go off. Most of them, I just have the trunk and the wing attached. But in the earlier versions, as you can tell, I just did the trunk and back, but I made it to where you have to cut the rear off and then sort of glue the wing in, which, by the way, that's not what I did. I didn't even cut this off before putting the wing in. I remember this specifically. What was it? I just cut it as one, but I X-Actoed this piece as opposed to just cutting it beforehand. I don't know why I was dumb enough to do that. It's not like I use X-Actos much anyway. It's not really something I like to use. But, probably a story for another time. But I think I have a story too about it. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy. So yeah, one of one. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I know there wasn't much to it. It's really sloppy, but hey, it is what it is. Still more stuff coming soon. I know SARS tour has been delayed. Same old stuff. Certain things getting away. And a bit of a tough edit. Whatever, it's coming. A lot of stuff's coming, you guys know it. So yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. That's about it.